One, smack Michael in his face because how dare you talk to me like this. Number two, go find that Debbie Rowe and stick foot up her ass. Because sometimes a problem is not a problem until it's a problem. And that bitch Debbie Rowe is a problem now. You better go there and put foot in her ass. So selfish. Lisa hollered at Michael one evening in front of staff members at Neverland. They had just finished dinner and settled themselves in front of the fireplace, the blazing logs casting a warm glow over them. As they all talked, Michael slipped into the conversation that he was considering a vacation to France with the Casico brothers from New Jersey, Eddie II and Frank. Lisa was stunned. "How did you get to be this way?" she demanded, her eyes hard and condemning. "Do you care how that makes me look? You're going on vacation with 2 kids. Don't you care about me at all?" Answer no. Fuck no. No. Lulu. "Me selfish?" Michael asked, seeming dismayed. "But look at the money I give to charities." "You could give money to charities 6 days out of the week, but if on the 7th day you running around here with little boys in your hotel room, I'm not saying you fucking them, but I'm saying that one day of disgusting behavior trumps all the things that you do good. Haven't you learned that yet?" According to witnesses, Lisa stared at him, her mouth agape. "What does that have to do with anything?" she countered. She was furious and getting more so by the second. "I'm talking about you and me, Michael, not all the little children of the world. In fact," she concluded, "you are the most selfish person I have ever known." Michael grimaced, as if struck in the stomach. Quick tears sprung to his eyes. Well, what the baby gonna do? You done jumped out there. You done said something crazy to your wife. You done made her feel insignificant. And when she gives the nigga to you, now you want to cry. That's why I be saying that Michael Jackson is a Kern. Cause all these problems, and then when a person approached them about it, they start crying. Shut up, Kern. "What's the use?" Lisa asked, ignoring his hurt. "You don't get it, do you? The little children of the world," she repeated angrily. "I can't even believe you would say that to me." "I got into this whole I'm going to save you thing," Lisa admitted in 2003. "I got some romantic idea in my head. I could save him and we could save the world. I thought all that stuff he was doing, philanthropy and the children thing and all of that was awesome. Okay, hello? I was delusional. Yep." Later, when Michael recounted the incident to another associate, he said of his wife, "Man, she's mean to me." I'm like, "Why are you being such a bitch to me? What'd I ever do to you?" "It's too soon after your rehab, Mike," said the advisor. "This kind of conflict isn't good for you. You should be working on staying drug-free. Eddie and Frank and I have been friends for years," Michael said, not seeming to hear his friend's remarks. He shook his head in disbelief. "We've been all over the world together. It's all innocent. Now Lisa hates me because of it." He stopped as if hit by a bolt of lightning. "Oh my God, she hates me. It's Catherine and Joseph all over again, isn't it? Look, forget about those Casico kids," offered the advisor. "Come on, Mike. You can see them anytime. Why mess things up anymore with your wife?" "Because I'm a grown man," Michael said as he rose to leave the room, "and I don't need anyone's permission to go on a vacation with my good friends. That's why." Michael did have his vacation in Paris with Eddie and Frank Casico. I'm saying Casico is Casio. My bad, y'all. in July 1995, and without Lisa. Michael first met Debbie Rowe in the early 1980s when he went to his dermatologist to complain of a skin condition. Panicked because of the emergency of mysterious blotches, he was certain he had deadly skin cancer. By 1995, Debbie Jean Rowe was 36, about 10 years older than Lisa Marie Presley, born in 1958 in Spokane, Washington, to Gordon Rowe and Barbara Chilcutt. She had been relocated to Los Angeles by the time she was 15. At that time, her parents divorced, and her father left the United States for the Middle East. She graduated from Hollywood High School in 1977 and began working as an assistant to Arnold Klein in 1982. She married Richard Elderman, then a 30-year-old teacher. They moved to a small apartment, Van Nuys, California, where Elderman started a computer consultant company. The marriage began to crumble in 1988. A year later, they filed for bankruptcy with assets of $40,000 and debt worth twice that much. She never had any money. She was always broke. But one day after a road trip, she said she had to stop by her parents' place. I was stunned. It's near Bruce Willis's home in Malibu, and it makes his house look like a shack. It's got to be worth $4 million. It's fascinating that Michael was able to have someone in his life like Debbie, a person about whom the public was completely unaware. It had been presumed by his fans, mostly because of the way Michael complained about his lack of privacy, that if ever a woman became a part of his life in any meaningful way, the world would know about it instantly. It would make headlines. However, somehow Debbie was kept a secret from Michael's fans and the press for more than a decade. Y'all, oh my God. I know we getting there, y'all, but I'm telling you. When he went into a rehab for a drug program, Debbie was relieved, says Tanya Boyd. She'd been so worried about him, never out of touch with him during any of Jordy Chandler's business. He may have been talking to Lisa on the telephone a lot, but he was also speaking to Debbie, though I suspect Lisa did not know about that. That's a dirty motherfucker. I'm not sure Michael would ever be interested in her. She's not his type. He likes glamour. However, I think she's into him. I think they're, dating or something. It's crazy. It turned out to be true. While he was with Lisa, Michael was seeing Debbie secretly, if only as a friend. When Lisa found out about it, she thought it odd that he would keep it from her. However, she suspected that he had many secrets, and this one was probably the least noteworthy of them. She did some research and realized that Debbie was, as she put it in 2003, a nurse who had a crush on him. Lisa called her Nursey. She didn't seem concerned about her, one friend recalled. One afternoon, in passing, she said, "So, Nursey called about 10 times today looking for Michael." I finally had to tell her, "Please, he will call you back, okay?" Jesus Christ. When in September 1995, Michael and Lisa appeared together at the MTV Awards, she sat at his side looking pissed off and miserable. She was tired of arguing, tired of trying to save him from himself. She had recently called Katherine Jackson to ask what she thought she should do about Michael's insistence that he continue to have young boys in his life. "I want to save this marriage, but I also want to save Michael," she said, according to what Katherine later recalled to a friend. "He's just looking for trouble. What can I do? This whole thing is freaking me out. I don't know what you can do, but I know what you can't do. You can't try to tell him what to do," Katherine advised her daughter-in-law. She told her what many people already knew. Michael does what he wants to do. She also suggested that Lisa call Johnny Cochran, saying that the attorney might be the one to address the issue with Michael. Lisa called Johnny. My God, it's all so innocent, this business with kids, Johnny told her. He suggested that if she wanted to save her marriage, she would have to let Michael be who Michael is. Yeah, so he can go back to court with another little boy, and Johnny Cochran can earn another $2.5 million off of this bullshit. Despite the fact that their marriage seemed in trouble, Michael was still pushing for Lisa to become pregnant. Whenever he brought up the subject of having children, though, Lisa acted as if it wasn't a serious issue for them, because Lisa Marie is like, oh my God, have a child with a child? Fuck no. I mean, he financially can take care of a baby. That's not the problem. It's just trying to parent with someone who does not understand parenting. Because I'm sure Michael did not understand how wrong it was to take someone else's child, especially a little boy, and sleep in the same room with them. He didn't get it. But I'm sure when he became a parent, he got it. Listen, you're welcome. The realest shit I will ever know in life, and I'm telling you now, is you never know yourself until you see yourself. You never know how your actions are received by other people until someone does that action to you, and then you get it. Word. Michael wasn't convinced that he and Lisa had to engage in actual activity in order to have a family of their own. He wanted children. That was his chief goal, and he had made it clear. The question then became how to achieve it. Finally, one day over breakfast, he told her, just like this, y'all, just like this. Look, my friend Debbie said she will get pregnant and have my baby if you won't do it. Then she will. How about that? One, smack Michael in his face, because how dare you talk to me like this? Number two, go find that Debbie Rowe and stick foot up her ass. Because sometimes a problem is not a problem until it's a problem. And that bitch Debbie Rowe is a problem now. You better go there and put foot in her ass. If you won't do it, then she will. How about that? Lisa didn't know how to take Michael's statement. Was it a challenge, a threat, or just a fact? It certainly wasn't the kind of news most wives would welcome hearing from their husbands. If you don't have my baby, my nurse will. She was amazed by the seriousness of his tone. Who would then raise this child? She and Michael, Debbie, or just Michael alone? Life with Michael Jackson was getting a little weird for her, as if it hadn't been weird enough up till that time. She met his direct gaze calmly. No kidding? She remarked. Well, cool then. That's fine with me, she said in a controlled tone. Tell her to go ahead and do it. At that time, I'm counting my money. You hear me? Oh, please have a baby by the bitch now. Now I'm like, please. No, matter of fact, I don't know how you going to get the bitch pregnant. I don't care. Fuck her through her nose and get her pregnant. I don't care. Because now it's dollars now. Now it's about money. You think Jordy wore them pockets out? Bitch, now it's on. Shh, the weeks slipped into months. By the winter of 1995, Lisa and Michael weren't even speaking. And not because Lisa didn't want to communicate with him, but because she simply could not find him. Dogged her. In December 1995, Michael finally returned to Neverland. Priscilla Presley decided to pay him a surprise visit to find out what was going on with her son-in-law. When she arrived, she saw Michael in the living room playing with about a dozen babies, all crawling about, some laughing, some crying, recalled Monica Pastel. That's a friend of Lisa Marie. It was like a big nursery with a grown man in the middle of it all, seeming in a state of bliss. Though nothing wrong was going on, she was flabbergasted. It was so unsettling, Priscilla left immediately. Lisa was speechless when her mother confronted her about what she'd seen. A week later, Michael went to New York to begin rehearsals for a concert at the Beacon Theater. Michael Jackson, One Night Only, which was scheduled to be broadcast on cable television to 250 viewers on December 9th. On December 6th, he collapsed during a practice session and was hospitalized at New York's Beth Israel North Hospital. His doctors said he was suffering from heart arrhythmia or irregular heartbeat prompted by severe dehydration, gastritis, and a chemical imbalance infecting his liver and kidneys. As soon as he was checked into the hospital, Michael's press people telephoned Lisa in Los Angeles and with frantic explanations begged her to fly to her husband's side. "Hell no," was her response. "Screw him. I'm not going. Why should I?" That's right, because she making plans to run that nigga's pockets. She wasn't going to get out of it easily, however. Michael's collapse had made big news. "Jacko on his backo," screamed the front page of the New York Post. It's possible that Michael really did want Lisa to be with him. However, when she got there, he must have been sorry she'd agreed to the public relations maneuver. She showed up with fire in her eyes. When she walked into the room, the first thing that hit Lisa were all the framed posters of Shirley Temple as a child star, Mickey Mouse, and Topo Gigio. When Lisa looked down at Michael, he appeared to be on his deathbed. It seemed as if he had tubes coming out of every limb. He reminded her, she would later say, of the pathetic creature from E.T. at the end of the movie when the alien has taken a turn for the worst. Lisa wasn't moved. She didn't care much about Michael's health, not at the moment anyway. She suspected that he wasn't suffering from exhaustion or dehydration. He had long ago confided in her about his panic attacks. According to those who know her well, she figured that he'd suffered another, and based on his destabilized condition, that it had been quite a jolt to his system. Surely, though, it wasn't because of the upcoming concert, she speculated. The broadcast had actually now been postponed indefinitely, costing both Michael and HBO a fortune. It would never happen. Michael usually tries to avoid confrontation, so for his irate wife to barge into his safe hospital haven was upsetting. His heart must have been thundering in his chest. Child, that Karen. Michael Jackson is the Karen. He's a Karen. He caused problems for himself, then he cried. Where what the baby gonna do? Making matters more tense was the fact that the Casio brothers had just left the room 5 minutes earlier. Had Lisa seen them? It was difficult to tell. Her face was that impassive, but it's likely she wouldn't even have recognized them now. Still, it was a close call. Lisa closed the door behind her. She and Michael then engaged in a private and, judging from the shouting going on in the room, hers, not his, heated conversation. "I'm like a lion. I roar," she would say in 2003. "I won't be a victim. I don't sulk. I don't get angry. I go immediately into retaliation because she is the boss. The Aquarian woman is the boss. You don't want it. You don't want it with them bitches." When the door to Michael's room opened, Lisa burst out as if shot from a cannon, past everyone in the hall and straight to the elevator. "Mrs. Jackson!" exclaimed one of the doctors. "My goodness, your husband cannot be upset like this. He's much too fragile. If you're going to do this, you'll not be able to visit him." Lisa gave him a sharp look. Lisa wanted to see Michael the next day. Absolutely not, Michael's handlers told her. There had been a meeting with Jackson family members, and it was decided that Lisa was an antagonizing presence in Michael's life, and that he should now be protected from her at all costs. Furious, Lisa went back to Los Angeles. Good, you don't need that nigga. Perhaps a clue to Michael's behavior, his distancing himself from Lisa, and his subsequent apparent panic attack can be found in analyzing a chain of events from late 1995. It would be many years later that Debbie Rowe would reveal that she became pregnant that December. Michael had certainly given Lisa fair warning that Debbie would have his baby if she wouldn't do it. Tell her to go ahead and do it, Lisa had said. If she was being sarcastic, perhaps Michael didn't catch the mockery. Did Lisa know about the pregnancy? I don't think Debbie even knew yet. I think by the time Michael was on his back in the hospital, she was only a couple of weeks pregnant. As for Lisa, if she had known, do you think Michael would have been still drawing breath when she left that hospital room? Word. Debbie, you a dirty bitch. The Lord is going to get you for that. Just say that you love